Hi all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Police in Liberty County, Georgia are searching for two of their firefighters who went missing under mysterious circumstances. Chandler Kubander and Reagan Anderson, both 24 years old, were reported last seen on June 24th of 2024 when they went missing, and a disturbing story has surfaced surrounding their disappearance. According to Chandler's mother, the pair had been dating for 7 years, since high school, but she described their relationship as toxic and said they recently broke up. When Chandler tried to move on and went on a date with another woman on June 22nd, Reagan found his car parked outside of an Olive Garden restaurant, so she went inside and confronted Chandler in front of his date. Then she went back out to the parking lot and keyed Chandler's car. Very unstable behavior. Police say they were called to the restaurant to take a report about the damage done to Chandler's car, and Reagan was arrested. So, apparently, she was stalking Chandler, and then escalated to damaging his property. According to Chandler's mother, he then called her in the morning on the day the pair disappeared and told her that Reagan had been repeatedly calling his cell phone. Then he went to work out at Crunch Fitness in Savannah, Georgia, and was not heard from again. When he missed his sister's birthday that same day, Chandler's parents knew something was wrong, and his mother went to Crunch Fitness, asking to view video footage from the time Chandler was known to have been there. That was when Reagan's black car was spotted driving around the parking lot, just as Chandler was seen leaving the gym and walking to his car. Then, Reagan's car was seen leaving the parking lot, and Chandler was gone. Police say they were called for a welfare check at Reagan's home when she couldn't be reached, and when they arrived at her home, they found the door unlocked. Inside, they said they found a note, suggesting that she was going to harm herself and apologizing to Chandler. Police then issued a BOLO for Reagan's car, a black 2017 Ford Focus with Georgia license plate G as in Guy, EX655. Chandler's mom posted on Facebook asking for help finding their son, describing him as 5 feet 11 inches tall with a medium build, last seen wearing a gray t-shirt, black shorts, and black Vans shoes. She spoke with the media, saying she believes her son still cares for Reagan, and he possibly went with her to keep them both alive. But now, he may be in a bad situation that he's unable to escape from.
Tonight, the search is still on for two missing people out of Hinesville.
Reagan Anderson and Chandler Kubander have been missing since Tuesday. Our Anna Stansfield joins us now live in the newsroom.
Anna, you sat down with investigators and Kubander's mother today. What do they have to say about the search?
Well, Mike, Don, the Hinesville Police Department tells me they're doing everything they can to find these two people. Kubander's mother telling me all she's hoping for is that they both return home safely.
Where are they?
That's the question that's been plaguing Jane Kubander's mind for days after she found out her son and his ex-girlfriend are missing.
He would never not call us. He would never not check in with our family.
Jane tells me she first noticed something was wrong when her son didn't show up for his sister's birthday party.
Sometimes he's a little late, but he's never not there.
That's when her family started backtracking and realized they hadn't heard from him since about 11 o'clock that morning. On the same day, Liberty County Fire Department's deputy chief asked for a welfare check at Anderson's home. Both Anderson and Kubander are employed by the fire department. This comes after a police report cites an incident on June 22nd where Miss Anderson came into an Olive Garden in Pooler where Mr. Kubander was on a date. Miss Anderson caused a disturbance with Mr. Kubander and she walked outside outside and keyed his vehicle. During the welfare check, they found no one inside the home, but did find a note that appeared to be left by Anderson. Kubander was last seen on security footage leaving the gym Tuesday morning in Savannah. As the search for both of them continues, police say recent video shows Anderson at a gas station in Prosperity, South Carolina, a spot Kubander's mom tells me her son's phone had been tracked to.
They did not see my son, but his phone is the one that registered there.
Since then, there have been few traces of either of them. Kubander's mother saying it's hard not to think the worst.
Trying to keep yourself from going down that rabbit hole and just praying that someone will see them and say something.
She says at this point, all she can do is hope they return home soon.
I just want to find them. I just want my son to come home.
Taking a look at Anderson's car, anyone who sees it or sees either of them is asked to please contact law enforcement right away. As this search continues, we'll be sure to keep you updated with the latest, so stick with WTOC both on air and online.
Police say Reagan's car was later spotted on surveillance video at a Circle K in South Carolina. But Chandler was not seen on the video, even though they say his phone did ping near that location. Then the last time their phones pinged was in Cosby, Tennessee.
This is terrifying, and you have no answers.
On your screen is the last known security camera footage of Reagan Anderson on Monday night at an unspecified Circle K in South Carolina.
My understanding is that his phone pinged at the same gas station where she utilized her debit card and can visually be seen pumping gas. What I'm able to see, I cannot tell he was in the vehicle.
According to Chandler Kubander's parents, he was last seen on Monday morning, leaving Crunch Fitness at the Oglethorpe Mall. They say they saw security camera footage showing Anderson's car parked near Kubander's and then only saw her car leave.
After that, we don't see him again. His car was still in the parking lot at this time and remained so until they allowed us to go ahead and go get it because we have an extra key for it.
Monday evening is the last time either of their phones made a ping. The FBI Bureau of Knoxville referred me to the Cock County Sheriff's Office on the investigation. I called, but have not gotten a response.
I would encourage anybody that may come into contact with them to call 911. Any information that they could provide and being a good witness would be beneficial. Providing that information to local law enforcement.
We really hope it keeps going. Just keep sharing the information is what we really want. Find him and bring him home. All it takes is one time seeing him for us to find him.
So we're hopeful both of them are fine and both of them come home. And then we'll go from there once we get them both back here.
As more information is released, we'll update you on air and online at WJCL.com. AJ Sisson, WJCL 22 News.
To light. WSAV's Christine Quayle is joining us live from our newsroom with a breakdown and reaction from family members.
Yes, Tina, so there are a lot of unanswered questions here. Chandler Kubander and Reagan Anderson are both firefighters with the Liberty County Fire Department. They were both reported missing on Tuesday, and Hinesville police have been searching for them ever since. But their last known location was states away, so they could be anywhere right now. And from what we know so far, one of them could be in serious danger, and the other a serious danger to herself.
The site of an everyday routine turned possible crime scene. This Crunch Fitness in Savannah, the gym where Chandler Kubander worked out, is the last place he was seen.
After seeing the cameras from the mall, we could see him walk out and that Reagan at 10:30 had arrived at the mall. Reagan was driving around the strip where Chandler was at, went around a couple times, parked. After 10 minutes, she backs up and disappears from the frame again. The mall parking does not show where my son's car is during the day, so we could not see what happened between him passing the edge of the camera and where his car was located.
That was on Monday. I went to the gym today and spoke with the general manager. He wasn't able to speak on camera, but he did tell me he saw Kubander come in and leave. So what happened in that parking lot? Kubander's mother, Jane, thinks it went something like this.
Willingly did he get in the car? Yes, but he got in the car because he doesn't want her to hurt herself. That is what I firmly believe. He is trying to keep her from hurting herself. And in this, now he's in a situation that he may not be able to get out of.
Reagan Anderson and Chandler Kubander have a romantic history. Anderson also has a history of suicidal ideation. There are multiple reports from Hinesville police that show Kubander calling the police because Anderson made threats to kill herself. According to another police report, she was arrested on Saturday after showing up to an Olive Garden in Pooler where he was on a date, confronting him inside and then keying his car.
We see the conversations that had occurred on Sunday and Monday between him and Reagan, and it increases and intensifies in her just saying, I want to see you, I want to see you, I want to be with you. I don't want to be alone. I'm very scared. I don't want to lose my job. I'm going to go to jail because of the incident that happened on Saturday.
That arrest is what led to a welfare check at Anderson's home on Tuesday, the same day Kubander's family realized he was missing.
Reagan did leave a note, and they had gone into her home because her door was open, and it was a health and welfare visit. She, in that note, it aims right towards what's the next coming events where we're at.
It's the note, which would raise concern with anybody reading it regarding the health and well-being of Miss Anderson.
That's when police began to search for the pair.
The next stop that they're seeing from between here and where the last notification, they got to South Carolina where the phone pings. After that ping, we find that Reagan was pumping gas. They see it on camera, but they don't see my son. The next one is her phone pings in Cosby, Tennessee. Once they get to Cosby, Tennessee, that's where it's gone cold.
It's been days since then, but Jane and her family have not stopped looking, telling me she's heading to Tennessee next to search there. She's also taken to social media in hopes of finding leads that way.
No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay.
Thousands of people have viewed Jane's TikToks as of Friday. News outlets all over Georgia reporting on the case and several true crime pages posting and talking about it as well. Hinesville police also put out a bolo for Anderson's car, notifying people the pair may be traveling in a 2017 black Ford Focus.
I can't even close my eyes because I can't stop thinking about him. I just want to bring him home where he belongs. Every time I close my eyes, I hear a noise and automatically wake up. I start to dream and I'm wide awake. I would rather dream than to live this nightmare right now.
Some very heartfelt words there. Now, Kubander's mother told me that Anderson doesn't have any connections to Cosby, Tennessee, so it isn't clear why she might go there. If you have any information about where Kubander or Anderson could be, you're asked to contact the Hinesville Police Department, and that number is on your screen. You can also find it online, so we will update you as we learn more on this case. Hinesville Police tell us that they have asked the Federal Bureau of Investigation to intervene.
This is a terrifying situation. Reagan is obviously unstable, and Chandler is more than likely in danger. We need to share out his information as much as possible to help get all eyes looking out for them. Chandler's mother did another interview with Court TV that gave quite a bit of information, including the fact that the situation between Chandler and Reagan runs very deep, and that there's more information that is not being shared out with the public about the situation between the two. But she says that Reagan has threatened to harm herself in the past to keep Chandler in a relationship with her. So who knows what this man may be going through, just trying to survive the situation he's in.
Continues for two missing firefighters. Have you heard about this case? Chandler Kubander and female firefighter Reagan Anderson were reported missing on Wednesday. That's when Kubander's family say that they last heard from him, and they don't believe that he left willingly. Police think that they're headed to Tennessee to the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, rather. Joining me now, I have a very special guest I want to welcome on. She's Chandler's mother, Jane Kubander. Jane, good morning to you. I just want to first start off with saying I'm so sorry for what you're going through here. This has to be so unsettling and upsetting, and I know it's really tough to come on live television where people can see you all over, but hopefully this will help. So first things first, what's the latest updates you've gotten from police, any firefighter friends, anybody who's given you any recent clues as to what may be going on with Chandler?
So we've traced all the way back to when this all really, it's been going on for years, but they've had a relationship for 7.5 years, and they've separated because it is not it's just very toxic for both of them. My son did go on a date on Saturday, the 23rd, and she found his car and where they were at, and came and keyed his car while he was on the date, and he called the police. She subsequently went to jail and bonded out on her own, but during that time she was calling and texting my son because she's terrified for her to lose her job. They are great firefighters. This is just, she's not in the right headspace at all. And after that happened, she just continued to message my son back and forth. And he just kept telling her, please stop calling me. Let me be. I need time to think. I need my space. I told you I'd help you to take care of stuff, like even like shoes and stuff that he has. He was willing to give back so she would have extra money to pay all the extra bills that are going to come from her choices and her actions. And she was trying to get him to come see her at any cost. And he just kept telling her, I was told not to, I can't. And every time we come together, this happens. Fast forward to Tuesday was my daughter's birthday. He went to the gym that morning at Crunch Fitness in Savannah. My husband had talked to him before he went in and told him that she transferred a sum of money to him, and sometime subsequently he transferred it back to her, and then she again transferred it to him. He was told by my husband, do not touch that money, and call your lieutenant, let them know, or your captain, and let them know what's going on. And he did. I was trying to work a little faster. You know, I can do a little more things than the police department can do. They have to follow a protocol, but I don't. So I preemptively, after my son had gone up and found my son, I have another son, his name is Xander. Xander had gone up to get, get the car, and I apologize. I have dogs, and
it's okay. I've got animals too in my house. I know. I'm sure this is upsetting for the animals too. I mean, let's be honest. They sense things. They sense that you're upset, I'm sure. And so
right.
You were saying you don't have to.
It's chaos right now.
Yeah, you were saying you don't have to follow, protocol, right? The police, do, but it sounds like you've notified everyone, right? The fire department's aware of what's going on. The police were aware.
Everybody knows what's going on.
Of the incident. And then, did you get some information that they were heading to the Pigeon Forge area? How did you learn that, Jane?
So after my son's car was found outside of Crunch Fitness, still sitting there, we reviewed cameras that are at the mall and saw that Reagan had showed up at the mall, and waited around and drove around the parking lot where my son's car was parked. At 11:40, my son came out of Crunch Fitness, and that was the last time he's seen heading towards his car. After that, I spoke to the detectives, and they said, we're looking at the cell phones. We're pinging their cell phone, trying to get their cell phone records. And at that point, every 15 minutes, they get a notification that tells them where the cell phone is if they get notification. Well, no one had spoken to my son since since after 11:30. No one had talked to him after that. So the next time my son's cell phone gave an alert was at 4:30 in South Carolina, when they were, well, it doesn't show my son in the video they have, but she was getting gas at a gas station, and his cell phone is the one that went off. It almost sounds like he was calling her from inside the gas station, maybe to ask her if she wanted something. And I do believe he's with her to keep them both in this world right now, because her headspace is really bad, and there's a lot of stuff that we just aren't telling everyone, to try to be able to work farther in. It's a very deep situation for the two of them. And the next ping that came was actually off of Reagan's cell phone in Cosby, Tennessee.
Okay.
And they haven't been seen since.
So that's why you're saying Tennessee. Do you have reason to believe that Reagan is suicidal and your son is trying to comfort her through that?
Yes. There's been multiple occasions where she has attempted or gave the appearance of attempting to commit suicide. And my son had gone out several times to keep her from doing so. And this time there is a suicide note that was left, or a note in general that was left, explaining where to send her belongings to and how to handle her belongings, and that she is sorry to my son. Just one line, "I'm sorry, Chandler." That's it.
But it's not like
that was written.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. That was written right prior to them going, her going to the gym where she met him at
the gym. So we know they made contact there at the gym. We know that much.
That's correct.
Okay. And this is not like him, though, to not let you all know, hey, I'm with Reagan. She's needing my comfort. This is unlike your son.
He didn't even want to meet up with her. And in some previous text messages, we don't have his phone or anything, but we were able to find his watch, where he's just telling her, "I'm not going to meet with you. I cannot meet with you. You cannot come here. I am not coming to you." It's just constant him telling her no. And he's very much a creature of habit, and all of this media attention, he's going to be so upset and so embarrassed because he's a private human being. And he's very driven to do the right thing and make sure people are safe. And he really does care about Reagan. You just don't give up 7.5 years of a relationship and not care about someone.
Sure.
But he talks to his brother and his dad in a group text message all day long. They share videos and memes, and they talk, and he says, "Yeah, I'm coming home." We check on him. We know his schedule at work. And he would have never not come to his sister's birthday.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. And, you know, I don't know Reagan and Chandler, your son. He sounds like a wonderful human being. I do know the cycle of domestic violence. I volunteer in that movement. And you said some things that have some red flags going up in my mind. Has she used suicide as a threat to keep him in the relationship in the past when he's tried to break up with her?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You know, and that's a very telling sign of abuse, you know, going on. And that is a form of abuse to try to threaten. Nobody should be put through that. You know, everybody has the freedom to exit a relationship at any time. You know, I wish we had more time to talk, Jane, but we're out of time for now, but we want to keep the conversation with you going. As we kind of close out just this talk for now, tell me, are you hopeful? What's next? What are you feeling right now in this moment here?
I'm terrified. There's so many. I'm trying not to catastrophize the situation,
But it's very hard when there's so many things that could go wrong, and I haven't heard from him since Tuesday when my husband last spoke to him. He would never not call us. No one, everything we keep coming across just turns up nothing. It's not them. No one's seeing them. Cameras aren't seeing them. I'm just asking the public, please share the message. If you see this car, call 911. Text me, let me know that you've seen them. Let the police department know you've seen them wherever it is.
And we're going to do our
I don't care if
part
they're
to
in it or
share
not.
as
I don't
well,
care if you
Jane.
see just him.
There's the tag, the
Yes,
Georgia tag. We were just showing the little black car. Yeah, we'll continue to put that up. We're going to put it up online as well. Jane Kubander, stay hopeful, stay safe. We sure hope that the next time we speak, that Chandler will be home safe and Reagan will be home safe, and that this can all be put behind you. I wish you well. You'll be in my thoughts and prayers. We'll speak soon, okay?
Please consider sharing out Chandler and Reagan's information so we can spread the word that they need to be found. Time is of the essence, and they've already been missing for days. I'll be praying that they're found safe and that Reagan gets the help she needs. Please, share out their information on your social media platforms, and thank you so very much for listening to their story. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you on my next video.